number. And say we name and work a thing. And if we want fail, then we have to sing. Play ball, run track and start a thing. While them collect, bring them and we have just a number.
Bondzee Live, Trippin With Bondzee on YouTube. Here we go. It's Bondzee Live, Trippin With Bondzee, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. We're live from San Juan del Sur, Nicaragua. It's episode 232, believe it or not. Just love being here. I've said it 100 million times. This is the place to be. It's San Juan del Sur, Nicaragua. And I'm having the best time. Make sure you subscribe to the show. It's Trippin With Bondzee on YouTube. Hit all the social medias as well. And listen, we got a great show lined up for you tonight. Special guest is the band Luscious from Kingston, Ontario, Canada. Got to say that now because we're in Nicaragua and not everybody knows Kingston. Maybe Kingston, Jamaica, Kingston this. Listen, we're on a tear with the bands from Kingston, Ontario, Canada. This is a kick-ass band, brand new single just released. It's called Diamond Ring. Can't wait to speak to this band. They're kick-ass folks, and we're going to have a great chat. I got a ton of questions for them. Also, coming up next week on the show, we got some great guests lined up for you. A couple girls that I know, they started this rescue airboat initiative on Georgian Bay. If you know Georgian Bay, it's this massive area of water. Super popular in the summer, but it's super popular in the winter for snowmobilers. And unfortunately, a lot of snowmobilers go through the ice out there, and it's really tough to get to for whatever reason. In 2023, they still don't have the proper rescue equipment and accoutrement, if you will, to go and rescue these people. So these two girls, one of them is a friend of mine. They started this rescue airboat initiative to be able to, if a call comes in, somebody goes through the ice, they're going to scoot it there and they're going to go save your ass. It just happens way too many times, and there's too many senseless deaths. Easy for me to say. Also, don't forget, we got Guillaume Brodeur from the show Yukon Gold. He was a star of that show. He lives here in Nicaragua in the off-season. He's still up mining in Canada, way up in the Yukon, in the middle of nowhere in the seasons. And he will be joining us coming up in about a week or so. We're going to sit down and have a real private chat. I'm really looking forward to him, to talking to him. All right, the show is brought to you by Shakespeare's Fine Dining. It's in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, folks. You have to go to this place. Best steak, best scallops, best lobster you'll ever have. Sarge, her favorite meal there is the scallops. They're to die for. They've been in the business for 50 years. Same owners from day one. The chef, my buddy's dad, he knows what he's doing. Folks, please go there. Make a reservation, though, if you do. It's 905-528-0689. All the celebrities go there. If they're in Toronto shooting a movie, or if they're in town playing a hockey game, basketball game, they will fucking drive the 45 minutes to go to Shakespeare's, and you should too. Check them out. Make a reservation online and get gift cards to it, www.shakespeares.ca. And then also the show is brought to you by Don't Trip, You're Fine. It's my son's clothing line. It's amazing. Go check it out. You can get t-shirts, amazing hoodies like this. You can get toques. You can get stickers. Go check them out. It's called Don't Trip, You're Fine, www.don'ttripyourfine.ca, and buy yourself some sweet swag and become part of the Don't Trip, You're Fine crew for sure. All right, I got to give a shout out to a buddy. We went on a fishing trip lately, and we joked about the boat and everything, and he sent me this little ditty back, and it's I was hanging out with even the Gilligan crew loves Trippin With Bondzee. So make sure you check us out. Hit us up online, all the social media sites, and I'm really looking forward to tonight's show and the upcoming shows. All right, let's get right into this before we get to the band. I got a couple of minutes to rant. I got a couple of stories to get to. Itching. One of the worst fucking things that could ever happen to a human person. And in the mild sense. I know there's cancer, I know there's all this bullshit, but itching. It will hit you at the most unopportune time. You might be on a date And fellas, I don't even know. I'm not a girl, so I don't know if it happens to girls too. But it's almost automatic. You go on a date, you're macking up with this hot girl, first date, and all of a sudden the itch comes in the worst place. Could be your balls, could be your butthole, anywhere, but it just happens to come at the worst opportunities. So I Googled itching today because I wanted to know what the hell is up with this thing. Itching on the whole body, because it can come day or night, any time of the day. And it's just the worst sort of feeling, because sometimes, and I don't know whoever did it, like God made us or whatever you believe in, or the fucking universe and this and that, but there's places you can get itches that you can't even reach. And that's just not fair, because itching is the worst thing. That it's just, it just comes at the most unopportune times. Itching on the whole body, it says, might be a symptom of an underlying illness, such as liver disease, kidney disease, anemia, diabetes, thyroid problems. I call bullshit on all of that Google search, because here's the deal. Every motherfucker on this planet will get an itch in the worst place at the worst time, and it doesn't matter when and where, how. Itch doesn't know who you are. It doesn't care if you're Michael Jordan, Tiger Woods, Bondzee, who really is nothing, but that itch, it'll come and it will haunt you. You could be sleeping. All of a sudden, you got this crazy, and the itches come in the worst feelings too. It could be just like, oh, a little scratch, and then you got those ones like in the butthole or in the back where it's like, you just got it. You want to get it, but you can't get it, and you're like, why? Just why? Anyways, nobody likes itching. Nobody likes you. Can we find a way to get rid of itching? I know it's a weird sort of thing to talk about, but it's one of those things that we all do. Listen, we have all been in this place right here. We've been here. We've been there. We've definitely been there. Everybody has to itch their bunghole at some point in their life. And it is the worst feeling. And so why? I want to know, why do I have to itch my bunghole in public when nobody else wants to see that, or in the worst positions that you can't reach? It's just not fair. I find itching the worst thing in the world, and I'm not a big fan. Speaking of not big fans, slap fighting. I don't know what asshole started this, and it's unfortunately, it doesn't look like it's going. It's not going to disappear anytime soon. This has really turned into a huge thing. I have a massive problem with this, and I'm not even going to call it a sport, because it's not a sport. It's a disgrace to the humankind. I don't know what good can come out of getting absolutely dusted in the face as hard as you goddamn can. Like, bro, how miserable is your life that you got to stand there at a podium like this and get absolutely walloped? I'm all about the arm wrestling, bro. That's been around forever. But this has gone to a whole new level. And then this is what you get. This is the end result. Oh boy. Golly gee, can't wait to have my face completely annihilated and disconfigured. Oh, but I won a trophy and a couple $100 I did to look like this. Look at these morons. I seriously have a major problem with any idiot who watches this event, who partakes in this event. I think if you're one of the idiots that partakes in this event, you have the biggest brain malfunction on the entire planet. Then right below you is the people that watch you get slapped like this, have your face absolutely contorted into a new dimension, like these two morons, and then end up like this. Why? Listen, we got a rock band coming on, and I've had a lot of rock stars come on. That's where it's at. Learn an instrument. It gets you the girls, the guys. It depends if you're a lead singer or a male or female. But this, I don't foresee this getting you sexual consultation afterward, like anything. If I was a guy or a girl, and even girls, listen. I am not attracted to those two females sitting there slapping the shit out of each other. Now, I'd rather walk up to you and introduce myself and have a nice conversation and go out on a nice date. I want to slap you in the face. I don't want you to slap me in the face. I don't want to date a girl that slaps other girls in the face. What the hell good can come from that? Where have we gone in society where we have to put up with that kind of nonsense in this world where we have to watch idiots do this to each other and then end up looking like this moron? Anyways, I digress. I got to move on, because if you do it, you're stupid. And I don't feel sorry for you. If you have long-term repercussions of getting slapped the hell out, I don't care how much money you make, bro. It's not, there's so many other better things you can do. Greg Masili says, the girls do it too for money. Yeah, dude, but it's not, there's a million things you could do to make money. OnlyFans, go show your titties. Do something creative on OnlyFans and go make way more money than getting slapped in the face and get distorted and ruining your brain for the rest of your entire life. I have more respect for guys that went through the training and all the nonsense and the acting and classes, if you will, for WWE, for these idiots who go out and ruin their face and get to look like this for simply slapping each other. Just stop it, okay? Can we just stop it already? I gotta take a breath. It just fucking annoys me. Why? Are we that bored as a society that we have to watch idiots step up on a stage now and slap the bejesus out of each other? What the fuck is wrong with us? I just don't get it. All right, moving on. I got to mention this before I get to the band who's waiting patiently in the background. I can't wait to talk to Luscious. These guys are badass. And I got so many questions. But speaking of badass, Mark Wahlberg's mansion, okay? $55 million it sells for. It's got everything. Look at this place. It looks like about 4 hotels put together. Like, people pay thousands of dollars to go there weekly on that sort of place. Pool, tennis courts, basketball, golf. This dude sold it. Like, you sold this place, bro. The only thing I want to know is, what the fuck did you buy when you sold this for 55 mil to upgrade? How do you upgrade from a $55 million goddamn house that has everything? Look at this place. It's ridiculous. It's unreal. Roundabout driveway. The garage probably holds about 30 cars. The house holds, I don't even want to know the bathrooms, the bedroom. I don't even give a fuck. It's worth 55 mil and you sold it? You got a pool. Look at the pool. Look at the golf course. Bro, what the, I am just dying to know on this planet Earth, what the hell you buy after you sell a $55 million property like this. Good on you, man. Like, you know, there's people suffering. Listen to me just fucking spit my words out. There's people suffering in this world, and Buddy's selling a $55 million mansion that I don't even know how you would upgrade from that ever. All right. Speaking of upgrading, this is certainly not upgrading. I talked about this. I teased it on the show the other night. I really am a big fan of El Salvador now because they got this prison. Folks, look at this. Could you imagine? El Salvador has the highest incarceration rate in the world. 2% of their population is currently in jail. Recently, the government has cracked down on gangs and arrested 63,000 of these motherfuckers right here. Look at these pony boys. Hey, you ain't so badass now. How does that feel with your sweaty, tattooed ass lined up fucking cheek to cheek and shoulder to shoulder and in a corner with Buddy guarding your ass? This place is hell on earth, literally. It's in El Salvador. The president had enough. The facility's designed to house 40,000 of these dirt bags. And every single day, this is how they have to line up. Look at that. You walk into this prison, you get your head shaved, you get a white pair of boxers, and guess what? You might not even get a bed, because for every 80 of you fucking assholes, or 100 of you assholes, there's only 80 beds. It's the famous MS-13 and M18 gangs. The El Salvador president said, enough's enough. I'm done. I built this. Look at this place. It is the biggest, massive, high-tech prison in the world, and he ain't fooling around. He is putting these boys in place. These guys, they thought they were so badass in the day, peddling drugs, shoot people, killing people. Guess what, boys? You ain't nothing now. That is pretty humbling to go to this prison. And if you get to go there, guess what? Your ass ain't ever getting out, apparently. So good on, buddy, in El Salvador for starting this crazy-ass prison and humbling these pigeons, because that's what they are. The drug world and the drug trade ain't so good when you end up in this place and you end up sitting side by each. Like, listen, look at that. My worst fear ever on this planet is going to prison. Okay. Spent one night there when I was 20 years old in Banff, Alberta. Went to the drunk tank on my birthday. Not a big deal. I behaved myself on the way from 8 Point to prison, so I got to have my own cell. And I vowed the second I walked out there after my 8 hours of you've been a bad boy and you drank too much, I vowed I'd never go back. And God damn it, I never, ever, ever want to see the insides of a prison that looks like that, and where you imagine, like, listen, I'm here in Nicaragua, and I've been on my best behavior, because you do not want to go to prison in Nicaragua either. It's not a very good place. They do not feed you. If you are in prison in Nicaragua, you have to get somebody to bring you food every day, and mattresses, blankets, all that shit, non-existent, bro. Not even happening. The best part is if you get caught with drugs here, or drinking and driving, or any of that, and I'm not bragging about the place, but you can buy your way out of it, which is it. I'll leave it at that. All right. Without further ado, these guys have been waiting patiently in the background. I hope I made them laugh before they come on the show, but let's get to them. It's my guess. It's the band. Let's get at it. It's Luscious. How the hell are you guys?
Great.
We're great.
Super.
Good for you. Yeah.
So what do you think of the show so far?
It's good.
I love it.
Variety of topics.
Yeah.
It is. So I'm with the entire band Luscious. We got lead singer Brielle. We got Kurt. We've got Doug. We got Drew. We got Wyatt on the drums. We got everybody. Thanks so much for taking the time to join me on my show tonight. Listen, Kingston, Ontario, Canada, pretty big music mecca of Canada, if you will. How did you all end up there? Are we from there, or did we meet there? Explain that to me. How does it work?
Yeah, we're from Kingston, all of us, born and raised, and yeah, this is our hometown.
That's amazing. So that's a pretty cool hometown, because, you know, you got bands like this. You might have heard of them, the Tragically Hip. You got the Glorious Sons. You got Cazador. You've got the Wilderness. You've got Luscious. And from what I've come to understand, you guys are one of the hardest working bands in Kingston. How long have you been together now and doing this as a band in Kingston?
Thank you so much. We started in 2016. I was in grade 11, and yeah, this band sort of formed through an EP I made. And yeah, I knew Kurt and Wyatt. We played when we were children. I was about 12 years old.
Literal children.
Literal children.
Literally.
Legally speaking.
Yeah. You know, we just.
So you come together as a band. How did you all know each other from high school? Did you go to different high schools? With Brielle, like as the lead singer of the band, did you form and bring the guys together and handpick them, or how did that work?
Yeah, I'd say I formed it. Kurt and I asked Kurt, like, do you know a drummer? And he's like, do you remember Wyatt? And then from there, I found Doug on Facebook.
I thought Brielle was a fisher. I thought she was trying to scam me.
Yeah,
I just got a random message. But yeah, I was the old man in the band too. I show up to meet her I thought she was 19. And after I had agreed to be in the band, I was like, hey, how old are you? Are you 19 or 20 based on your birth year? She's like, actually, I'm 17. And I show up to the first practice, and their Facebook also says they're older. So I show up to the
Yeah.
first practice in Kurt's mom's basement, and I'm looking at a bunch of high school students. But it worked out. Yeah.
So
We're
is that
still here,
something you guys
so-
do as musicians to try and look older so you can play in the clubs and bars earlier?
Oh, me and Doug are older.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're the old ones, but yeah, basically, basically what happened, I was 16, 17, and yeah, we definitely played. I'm the youngest in the band, so I was on the younger
Okay.
side of it all, but
I'm pretty sure we were playing illegally for the first
yeah.
like 2 years because you weren't legal drinking age, but we were playing in bars.
Yeah.
So I don't know how that
Yeah,
worked.
and that happens a lot in the
Bit of
music
a
scene,
loophole.
right, guys? For
Bit of a
sure.
loophole we got there, but yeah,
That's how it
I've
goes.
been doing it my whole life, so
So, Brielle, as a lead singer of the band, and you put the band together called Luscious, I got a couple of questions. You are female, which is it doesn't happen a lot in the music industry with and you got a group of fellows with you. You're the boss, right? Like you wear the pants in the band.
Mhm.
well, thank you, I appreciate it. I'd like to say that I am. I feel like I'm such a, I love to get the input of everyone for sure, but I try to wear the pants as much as I can as a woman.
Yeah. And all jokes aside, for sure. I mean the writing process. So let's talk about that real quick. As a band and you as a female lead singer, does the lyrics come mostly from you, or is it a collective agreement throughout the band? Because every band is different with what they do in the lyric sort of sense and writing.
Yeah, so I write most of the lyrics, but it usually comes from the guys. Like Kurt will have a riff that we go upon and we add our own special element to, or Wyatt has a nice drum fill he's got going on, or Doug, we have our little spice that we add to everything, but and then I just add the lyrics and the melody. That's usually, or one of us will bring in a song. For example, Alone We Are Not, I brought it in acoustically and they just made it sound so much better. And yeah,
Kyle's really good at taking a already written instrumental and then coming up with a hook, which is kind of reverse. A lot of bands,
Thank
they
you.
write the lyrics and all that first with a basic chord progression, but we tend to write the instrumentals first, and then Brielle adds her spice.
Okay, and that's cool to know. So
Spice.
you kind of write the music first and bring music to Brielle, and then Brielle put the lyrics to what the boys bring you.
Yeah, and
Usually, yeah.
and sometimes they'll give me little critiques, and I'm open to that too with my lyrics. But yeah, I it comes from the heart, and I try to represent what's relatable to people, obviously, and what's relatable to most of us, or all of us, and yeah, just making it relatable to everyone is really what I try to do, and myself, of course.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
writing it.
fascinated by the whole process, to be honest with you, because you boys in the background there, you bring these riffs and this to Brielle, and then she can sit there and write the lyrics. Brielle, is it something where you always have a notepad with you or your phone? Do you wake up in the middle of the night and think about a lyric and write it to the licks that the boys gave you, or do you lock yourself in a room? What's the process of writing to the things that the boys gave you?
It sort of depends on the song. Usually we'll make a voice memo of what they wrote musically, and I'll either have lyrics because I do sometimes I'll go on a nature walk and I'll just, I'll write my thoughts down when I have them. And I'll sort of do that, and it kind of depends on the song. Like, some come easier than others. Sometimes it's just from like a riff. I'll just write it based accordingly to the music, but yeah, it really depends on the song. Sometimes I'll just have a bunch of in my notes on my phone. I'll have a bunch of ideas, and yeah, that's
So you're 16, 17 years old, you're in high school, you hook up with these boys, and a couple of them are older than you. You figured out this really cool sound, Brielle, and I love your voice. it definitely has that feel
Thank
of
you.
old school Blondie. And there's a lot of different influences in your voice, and not only your voice, but the way your music comes out and how you present it. Who were some of your other favorite influences besides Blondie growing up?
I definitely say Stevie Nicks, The Runaways, Cherie Currie. I love that really poppy rock sound. Joan Jett and the Blackhearts, No Doubt, Gwen Stefani.
Yeah.
I
Gosh,
really
she's
like
amazing,
her.
right?
Um, yeah, but also, I love Moist. They're a Canadian band. I love
Yep.
David
Love
Usher's
Moist.
love Moist. And, I definitely have like 80s rock influences, 70s, kind of like I grew up with some of the guys, so we share similar influences there. And yeah, I'd say, but mostly them. I really like front person, front man, front woman energy, and how they emulate music. That's always spoke to me a lot, like Debbie
Yeah.
Harry. Um,
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
you definitely bring it out on stage. Your persona, it definitely emulates all of those people you sort of brought up. And I love how you just present yourself, and it's amazing. How old were you? Because you started so young as a lead singer and formed this band Luscious, but at so young, but was there even a younger age where you just knew at like maybe 12 or 13 that by golly gee, I'm in Kingston, a great music town, and I'm gonna be a female lead singer of a cool band out of Kingston?
Yeah, like when Kurt and Wyatt and we were in this thing called Rock Academy when I was 11, 12, 13 years old. And I dabbled in other genres. I did country, I did strictly pop, but when I was younger, I was in Rock Academy and did those rock covers that really shaped me now and to the
Yeah.
future. And I love being on a stage. Like, I feel like that's something we all share is we
Yeah.
have such a love for writing, but also performing is just where I love it so much.
Well,
Um,
I love watching you. Like I've seen so many pictures and
thank
videos of you guys, like even here, you get really intimate with the crowd and the crowd's into it and stuff. It's got to be such a great feeling. Has there ever been a time, Brielle, where because you really put yourself out there in these sort of situations right here? Has there ever been any dirtbags that have sort of got too close and the boys in the band have had to smash them with the guitar or the bass, or Wyatt comes over the drums and
Every
attack
gig?
button, or what?
yeah, basically every gig. No.
Yeah, I think it's not really physical, but
Yeah, what do you guys
a
have to say?
number of
Yeah.
times when we're on break and I'll have to walk over to Brielle and be like, hey, like time to get back on stage because I can
Yeah,
feel that she's not overly comfortable with the person that's talking to her.
for
And
sure.
yeah, there's been a few times where drunk men and women have like tried to come up on stage and like
Yeah, both.
take the mic
Oh,
and
well,
be
why not? I
star
mean,
and
you are
yeah.
beautiful and you wear beautiful
Oh,
clothes on
thank you.
stage. I gotta ask, is it all your own style, or do you work with like a girlfriend or something that has who helps you dress for the shows and stuff? Because you really do have an amazing, incredible look, and your photo
Wow.
shoots are pretty awesome and stuff. Is this something that's pre-planned and you get after your best look, or what?
Like you said, I love Debbie Harry, I love Blondie, but my mom, like since I was younger, she's like very into glam and she taught me well. Let's just say that.
Yeah, you sure
Yeah,
did.
I just get I like the retro vibe. I like style. I like to play with it like, Debbie Harry or any really good female fronted rock girl. I love style and I love to play with it into music for sure. So
Yeah,
yeah,
good
but
for
my
you.
mom was a huge part growing up. She always dressed me well. I learned from her. She's a beautiful woman. So here
Amazing.
I am.
Doug, I gotta ask you, you guys are the backup singers of the
Sorry,
band.
it's cold.
Is that something extra that you work on besides like, because a big part of being a band is the background vocals and the harmonies and stuff that go with it. Is that something that you guys together alone outside of the band work on extra, or how does that work?
So, well, before we field the question, we have breaking news.
I'm Cole.
Yeah.
I'm new.
Yeah.
So, band
Oh, I'm sorry.
ago.
I'm sorry. Nobody
Yeah.
nobody
That's
told me
okay.
this. Nobody told me this. Sorry.
No, it's okay. We didn't make it clear. We had a lineup change. So this is actually
Okay.
Bill's
Okay.
brother.
Breaking news
Cole
here
is-
on Bondzee Live, Trippin' with Bondzee. Cole is the new guy in the house.
Cole, however, we haven't incorporated him singing into the band really yet. Cole's a much better
Okay.
singer than I am. And then Kurt's actually started singing a little bit. But as far as backup vocals, to go with your question, when people ask me, like, oh, like, do you like singing? Like, why are you singing in the band? Like, how do you feel? I basically just say I do what I'm told. Brielle at one point was like, we need backup vocals. And I was like, okay, then I guess give me a microphone.
I'll do it.
And that's just
Yeah.
kind of evolved into that. And so on the songs, like, I'll suggest a backup vocal part sometimes, but a lot of the time it's like Brielle prompting me or whoever to be like, hey, we need something here, like a call and response or a harmony or whatever. So I don't personally love the sound of my voice, but there's some pause. Yeah.
No,
exactly.
listen, I'm a voice
People-
actor, bro, and not to cut you off, but I'm the same. I listen to my voice back, and I'm like, people pay me to listen to this voice? Like, what are you talking about? It's hilarious. So I understand where you say you don't like the sound of your own voice, but it really does gel. And I've listened to the album that you guys put out, and we'll get to. But Kurt, I gotta ask too, how did you get away for so long without being backup vocals as a guitarist, and now you are? Is that something that you're terrified of, or what?
I think I never practiced vocals. I think that's what really kept me from doing it. But I think now, I don't know.
You seem comfortable enough.
Yeah, I'm comfortable enough doing it. I'm not
Calm.
definitely not at the point where I could do lead vocals or anything, but I think I've got to a point where I can do stuff that complements what Brielle's doing, but I can't do anything too spectacular.
Well,
Yeah.
you're shredding the guitar, so he makes up for it.
Yeah,
He
trying
does
to.
shred on the guitar. And I'm gonna get into the single in a minute with Diamond Ring, which we're gonna talk about. But I gotta before we get to that, you guys have been on the scene in Kingston for a minute now, and you're more the big deal there. And Kingston is a mecca music town. It's got to feel pretty good to be paired to bands like the Wilderness, and I've seen some articles where writers are saying that you guys work as hard as the Wilderness, if not more, with touring and everything, and it's gone really well for you. That's got to feel pretty amazing in itself, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, they're an amazing band. They're very hardworking, and it's such an honor to be, compared to such great Kingston bands. We love Kingston, and there's so much talent here. So yeah, to be on that scale is very humbling to us, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it, Brielle, is it a cutthroat sort of music situation there, or does everybody really get along? Like, I sort of feel everybody just loves each other there. And it's not cutthroat, but I just got to ask you deep down, is it cutthroat, or is it just peace and love up in Kingston in the music
know what,
genre of
Yeah, I think, it's very peace and love, and there is so much different talent, We're all about the love. I keep my circle small with my band, but I love Kingston, and just you'll never not have super talented bands playing every weekend. Like, it's always busy.
Yeah.
I feel like there is a lot of love in Kingston to go around, and I'm in awe of the bands I see, online and just in person and playing with them. But yeah, I think it's generally peace and love.
Yeah, there's not a lot
keeping
of
the love. Yeah.
there's not a lot of assholes in the music scene in Kingston. It's
No,
mostly
very
people just
loving.
supporting each other.
Yeah.
That's cool. It's such a good vibe, and I mean, I've been there a lot, and so many great bands that have come out of there and are still coming out of there. You play a ton of live shows, and you get some great energy. You really do have a great crowd when you go out there each and every night. Is it hard to perform every night, or is it just easy because of the vibe of the crowd, and every time you step on stage, it's just easy because of the Kingston music scene and what you guys have and the following you have?
Yeah,
Comes naturally to
Yeah.
us. Like we
Yeah.
just love what we do. So
It's my
Like,
favorite part of music.
the crowd
you know?
helps, but at the end of the day, I think we're just happy to be up playing. So, but when you have that energy from the crowd, it creates a sort of magic. Not to sound like a cliche, but that's really what it feels like when you've got, you know, a room full of people who are all like at attention, like there for you. So yeah, it definitely
Yeah,
helps.
and I mean, you can see it in like you guys really do interact and get in it with the crowd and stuff, and it's pretty awesome.
Thank you.
The nightmare of COVID must have really affected you guys because you were started sort of 20 when you did, and then COVID hits. You're a huge touring band and playing live shows. It must have been devastating for you guys to be on this hiatus for 2 years. How did you cope with it, and what did you do to fill the time?
We wrote an album.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's what most
Yeah.
bands probably did, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
So you
definitely
did. You wrote this album right here. It's called "Alone We Are Not," and it has a single of the same name. An amazing album. I've rocked it for the past little while, and I really enjoy it. But then the brand new single is "Diamond Ring," that just released on February 14th, Valentine's Day, just not too long ago. I gotta ask, Bria, where does that is that song, the lyrics personal for you? Was there a breakup or somebody that you were gonna marry or not marry? Where does this song come from?
Yeah, it's definitely personal to me. I feel like I wrote this song out of self-love. I feel like it's sort of a message, you know, to love yourself and saying basically you don't need a partner to be happy. Not saying that marriage or being in a relationship it's a beautiful thing. But yeah, it's sort of I feel like it's definitely an anthem of self-love, and that's sort of why we released it on Valentine's Day. Just, you
Yeah.
know, for all the single or not single people.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was really personal to me, you know, and I just wanted it to be something very
I love
special
it. And
day.
if you don't mind, because it grabs you right away. There's the bass opening, followed by the quick guitar hit, then the drums kick in with Wyatt, and then your stunning voice comes in, Bria. I'm gonna play a little bit of it here, if that's all right with you guys, and we'll just get into it for a second. Hear it.
For sure.
Then the guitar kicks in. Oh.
Stars, angel blue.
That's a great voice. It's such
But
a
you
cool
know
vibe.
I'm not shining for you. I spent too many years in this town. Time to go, turn it around.
So I gotta ask, you say, oops, my bad. You say spent too many years in this town, it's time to go. What's the plans for Luscious? Or do you guys, I know you're playing in Ottawa soon. You've been to Toronto and played the Bovine Sex Club and stuff. What's the plans, and where do we plan to go with Luscious and take this on the road?
Yeah, we would love to, you know, travel outside more. You know, outside of Toronto, outside of Ottawa, possibly the USA at some point in our, you know, career. That would be a major goal for us. Yeah, just venture out and play as many places as possible. I feel like that's our like dream, as you know, many young bands have that dream. I want us to, yeah, just go outside Kingston. We love Kingston, but
Yeah.
you know, just to venture out. I'd love to go to the US and play. That would be super
For
cool
sure.
to me.
And so
Yeah.
do you guys get it? Is there plans to jump in a van this summer and sort of do a Canada tour, music festivals, or are we gonna venture down to the US? Well, what's up for Luscious next?
I think that's our next step.
Yeah, we don't have any
Planning
specific
our
plans
summer.
yet.
Yeah, we're planning our summer, but
I think the right opportunity comes along, we need to jump on it. We need
Yeah.
to create those opportunities, obviously. But I think also too, we're at a stage now where we're more consistently getting offers for shows out of town, which is great. And I think that's kind of how you establish a demand for a tour, is you sort of do shows here and there, and then if you get a good reception, say in Hamilton or Toronto or Ottawa, wherever you end up going, then you know all of a sudden you're following within Kingston turns into a following outside of Kingston. So I think it's important to establish yourself a little bit outside of your hometown before you take that full plunge and to go on a tour, because it's a big commitment.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you want to you want to make it worth your while, but at the same time, if it was just like a 2-week endeavor, then yeah, definitely
Yeah.
it's something.
Having a manager,
love to set
having
up.
management, that would be a great thing for us too.
Yeah.
To add on to that.
And I listen. I think it's coming in the way you guys have presented yourself and how cool you are, and the great shows you've performed live. People really love the energy. Your brand new album, where we talked about COVID, and you wrote the album, and you recorded it at the Bat House. That had to be one of the most amazing experiences of your life. Yeah.
Well, so the recording for the Bathhouse was the Diamond Ring was recorded at the Bathhouse, and then the EP was actually recorded. 3 of the songs were recorded at North of Princess Studios,
Okay.
which is like a local studio in Kingston, and then the rest of the songs were actually recorded like by us. We essentially just set up a bunch of recording equipment, and then I did my best at mixing it.
Yeah.
So that was kind of like a very home run thing, but Diamond Ring was an incredible experience recording at the Bathhouse. Like Niles, the audio engineer there, is a fucking wizard.
What's it like when you walk in the doors as a band going to record this song Diamond Ring at the Bat House? It's the world famous where Tragically Hip, they own it. They've recorded so many a bunch of albums there, and it's their place. It's got to be pretty special and magical, yeah, when you walk in the front doors for the first time.
So humbling for a band like that, and beautiful space.
Even just being in a studio of that level is just a cool experience.
Like, when are they gonna kick me out?
Sleep there for days.
Each one of you must have had your own most euphoric feeling. I mean, I've only been on the front porch and taken a photo on the front steps, but you guys have actually got to go in there and record music. I gotta ask, what is the decor like when you walk in? Is it each floor has its own special sort of thing? Did you get to go up and play pool on the top floor? And what was the artwork like?
Oh yeah. Every room just had its own character and beauty. That was so unique, and I was just like, oh my goodness, like it was such a beautiful. It can't get much more beautiful than the Bathhouse.
So fun fact, actually, all the artwork that's done for our band is done by one of the sons of the bass player for the Tragically Hip.
Oh wow!
So it was cool going and hanging out there too, because I had only ever been there watching his band record, but to actually record our music and I had my old man stories for the rest of the band, explaining the movies and the pool room and all that stuff. But it was so Kingston's a small town, so it's all very connected.
Yeah, and just Downey's Juno Award was like, I love Gord Downey. He's also an influence of mine. He's an amazing. He was an amazing front man, and so,
he was the best front man of Canada ever, and I love him to death. And it must have been mesmerizing to go in there. I gotta ask, just because I'm sort of weird like this, and I love them so much. Could you feel Gordy's spirit when he went in there? Does he like still? I bet you could, right?
I feel like he was definitely there. That spirit was,
I think you're sort of surrounded by that.
Yeah.
When you're there, it's kind of there. You see his
Gord's
name,
house,
like,
if you will, in the grand scheme of things. But
definitely, no, I know exactly what you're saying.
For you guys to experience that.
Yeah, it was so moving, honestly.
For sure. Listen, I gotta ask Wyatt, the timekeeper of the band. Is it easy to keep up with these talented musicians and just be the guy and follow along with Brielle? How does that go as the boy behind the drums?
Oh, it's pretty easy. When they're at this caliber, they're pretty good. I've been playing with Kurt for years, so we're pretty tight together. Dog's easy to play along to. Brielle writes great lyrics. We all just work together really well.
And so if Brielle does, because I've seen her perform some live, I watched the videos and stuff. You just let her do her thing, and off you go, and you just do your thing, and it's pretty cool. Like from what I've seen, Wyatt, you just keep with it, and you guys are super tight as a band, and it's easy to see, and it's that's not an easy thing to do.
Mhm.
No, it's
Yeah.
not. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thanks.
thanks
Lot
for
of
saying
practice.
that.
You're
Lot of
only,
practice,
you're
yeah.
only as tight as your drummer.
You're
'Cause
true,
you
and
can
he's
have-
amazing.
You can have a bunch of great melodic instruments and talented guitar players, keys players, whatever. But if you have a shitty drummer, then it all falls apart. So
Yeah.
thank you,
For
Wyatt,
sure.
for being good at it.
Thank you.
For
We're
sure.
thankful to have Wyatt in our band,
Yeah.
and I feel like we just
Yeah.
have a natural gel,
Mhm.
all of us. Like because
Yeah.
we've known each other, we've been in this band almost 7 years.
You're coming up on 7 years.
Yeah, which is crazy. We
Right.
just have
October.
this common understanding with each other, which I love, and I think that's where a lot of the love for me comes from is these guys. Like they're my best friends, they're my family. Like they've just grown to be so much in my life. So
Mhm.
yeah. Lots of
Yeah,
peace
for
and
sure.
love with Luscious. Yeah.
Right, Luscious. I really do love the band. It's so great. You got some.
Thank you.
You got some shows coming up. Sorry, I'm getting a bit of feedback now, but you're playing the Brass Monkey in Ottawa. You're hitting the road March 4th coming up. And then you got the Merchant
Yeah.
back shows, and then the Toucan. Is there a place that y'all love to play that holds a special place in your heart? Is it a band that's been around this long, or
Probably the Merchant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd
The
say the
Merchant
merch.
feels like home base. We played there, I don't know, hundreds of times at this
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
Right before COVID, we were playing there like at least every other week. They've kind of dialed down the live music acts they have there after COVID, but they're starting to ramp it up again. So, I mean, the Merchant's definitely a band favorite. Blue Martini is also awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, and Toucan's great. Toucan has a lot of history, you could say.
Yeah.
The thing I like about the Toucan is like it's such a small room, so it's very intimate. You
yeah,
you
and
get
that
a lot
must
of
feel
free
pretty
beer.
cool as a
That
band
too.
because I've seen a lot of videos and Brielle likes to get right in the crowd and Brielle,
Oh, I
like
love
I
it.
just worry about you because you are beautiful and you're the lead singer of the band and you put yourself out there and so close. You make sure those animals out there keep their filthy mitts off you, by the way, okay? Like Jesus Christ.
Oh, I'm a fighter. No. I
Yeah, you
I
better
feel
be.
like being a musician, I love the people, and they're all usually very friendly to me, and that's what makes, doing what we do so rewarding to me, and just seeing
Yeah.
the reaction of people. I want, to be relatable, and just I want people to like us, and just get into it like I do on stage, and all of us
Yeah.
get into it.
Well, you
It's
definitely
great,
get
but
into
yeah.
it. I encourage everybody to go check you guys out on YouTube. It's Luscious Band. You are on Instagram as well. Go check them out. Plans this summer for music festivals or shows throughout the whole summer. What do we got coming up besides the shows I just talked about?
I mean, upcoming shows list on the website. We generally only go about 3 months at a time. We have
Okay.
some shows lined up at the familiar venues that are already on there, like Merchant, Toucan, and all that. We're in contact with Gananoque Rib Fest right now, so
Okay.
we might be playing there on whatever day, I can't remember, but it'll go on the website once we figure it out.
Great
But-
little
Yeah.
town,
so if
by
you
the
like
way.
ribs, if you like rock and
ribs.
roll, we'll be there. And you
Ribs
like
and good
Gan.
music, and listen, I gotta ask before we go. You guys have been around a long time and together as a band, and y'all know each other from high school. Brielle, have you dated? It may be a weird question. You may get asked this or not, but has anybody in the band dated Brielle, or have you always kept that separate?
We
Don't
keep
shit where you eat.
yeah, we keep the business and the pleasure separate. I'm
Good,
just
Yeah.
good.
vibing.
You boys
But
keep your
they're
filthy
my
mitts off,
fans.
Brielle. She's doing her own thing, and listen, you just make music and go find your own girls.
Yeah.
Exactly. No, they're my boys. They're my family, and I trust them with my
Yeah.
life.
Family.
Yeah, he's literally family over there.
Oh, okay, awesome. And that's the
I'm
new
my
guy,
own girl.
Cole. Nice to
Yeah,
meet you, Cole.
yeah.
Well, listen, this has been awesome, folks. I really can't thank you enough for taking the time. Great band out of Kingston. They're called Luscious. You guys are amazing, and this was super fun. We learned a lot. You're a great band. We played the part of the single Diamond Ring, and listen, boys. Brielle's a tough go. She ain't looking for no diamond ring, boy. She's just out there to make fun, make good music and have fun. And you better work hard. And that's it. That's all. So
Yeah.
I can't thank you enough for doing this. It was a blast.
Well, thank you for having us. It means a lot. We're very humbled to be here, just to be on this show right now.
Yeah,
So
well, I
thank
really
you.
appreciate it. Listen, I'm just a simpleton who started a podcast 3 years ago, and we're just plugging along. I'm living here in Nicaragua in the winters because I hate Canadian winters, but I'll be back soon,
We
and
get it.
I can't wait to see you guys this summer. And I will continue to listen to your music. It's fabulous, and the new single "Diamond Ring" is awesome. So I encourage everybody to go check it out. YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at Luscious Band. You guys are the real deal, and I think promising things are coming up for you guys for sure.
Well, thank you so much.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
I wish you all the best. Thanks for joining me, and take care. Thanks so much.
Take care.
night.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
That's Luscious, band out of Kingston. Boy, oh boy, they really are the real deal. Go check out the new single. It's called Diamond Ring. And wowee, that was so much fun. Such a great chat. And I love those folks. And that's the first time I've interviewed a whole band together. So it was super cool for me. That's it. That's all. We're at 51 minutes. I always said we're going to keep the show under an hour now. Before I get out of here, I got to let you know about my kidney stone thing that's going on. So I talked to the urologist yesterday, and turns out, folks, believe it or not, you're not, this is what I have to go through for the next 7 days. I have to take these pills called furosemide, one every 7 days. Aldosterone, I don't even know how the hell you say it. That's 2 a day. And then we have to drink 5 liters of water a day, plus a plethora of tomatoes and oranges. Bondzee doesn't eat tomatoes, so we're going to eat a copious amount of oranges coming up over the next 7 days. And we'll get back to the running and walking. And then I have to go and check out the ultrasound, redo it in 10 days. And apparently, magically, I will be cured and of kidney stones, and they'll be gone from my kidneys so that I can go back home and go to flight school and get my medical clearance. Fingers crossed. Goodbye, God bless. We'll see what happens. 5 liters of water a day. I'm not looking forward to. But what we're going to do is we're going to do it. We're going to fast for 3 days too, and we're just going to let the medicine do its thing. We're not going to eat food. We're just going to drink copious amounts of water, 5 liters, eat oranges, eat a ton of limes too. The lime juice, not eat limes, but put the lime juice in it, all the acidic, any acidic sort of fruit and stuff that we could put in the water. That's what we're going to do. And listen, if it works in this crazy country of Nicaragua and I get to release my kidney stones for my kidneys in 7 days because of this pill concoction and copious amounts of water, let's go. No surgery, no nothing. Cost me $60 to get the pills and the doctor's consultation. Off to the races. All right. That's it. That's all. We got Bondzee Lives, Trippin With Bondzee on YouTube. Thanks so much for watching. Thank you to the sponsors as well. Before we get out of here, it's Scramble Clothing. Check them out online. It's Scramble with a K. www.scrambleclothing.com. Scramble with a K. Check them out. Amazing female wear, male wear, kids wear. They got beach wear, surf wear, and golf clothing. Check them out. They're amazing. Can't wait to for you guys to go check them out. Tell them Bondzee sent you. You'll get a 10% discount at least. Not a big deal. That's it. Next week, the girls with the Airboat Initiative. They're saving lives. They're good people. Also, we got Guillaume Berdouer coming up from the show Yukon Gold. Huge hit show back in Canada in the gold mining days, which is still going on, but they're just not filming it anymore. Anyways, really looking forward to talking to him. We're live in Nicaragua. It's Bondzee. I'm out of here. I'm tired. It was a hell of a night. Happy birthday to Melissa. Congrats on selling your bar. I think I have a picture here. Also got to say happy anniversary to my new friends Abby and Lauren as well. Went to their anniversary party last night at the Palms, and then we had Melissa's birthday at the Hip Bar, and they sold the Hip Bar. So congrats to everybody. It was awesome. What a great night. Love being here. Got to get these kidney stones out, and we'll see you Wednesday. Bye.
What was that?
That was very strange.
It was very weird.
Peculiar.
It was kind of amusing.
Yes, it was rather funny.
It was incredibly funny.
I loved it.
Hilarious. Wonderful.